Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing a quick tutorial of the Busk hardware version. As you can see, I'm in my apartment, very small room, so sorry for the setting, but here it is. So this is the Busk Hero as it is now. We've got our nice buttons as they came in box, and we've got the flex sensor and the soft pot down low. If you can see in there, it's kind of dark. You can see we have that mini breadboard, and I'm just making some connections there, which allows me to jump inside my guitar you're controlling. So, of course, we also have this joystick and these nice buttons down here, as well as this nice little hole for our micro USB cable, which is going directly into my laptop right here. Okay, so let's just do a quick little demo of how these buttons work. These buttons just go 1, 2, 3, and so on up to 5. That's how I have them labeled in the serial monitor. And let's just see what happens. So I'm going to go ahead and press this one first. And you can see we're getting button 1 on, as me holding it. And then button 1 off, and there we get that off message. On, off, and then 2. There we go. So on 3, 4, and 5. Wonderful. And while we're talking about buttons, let's go ahead and look at the plus and minus buttons. If you look down here, this first one right here is minus. I'm going to press that a couple times. There we are. On, off. And we have the plus button over here. So we have on, off. Great. So that is it for the buttons. As you can see in my loop over here, I've just commented out a few things that I don't need at the moment. So let's go ahead and recomment that. And then let's test the flex sensor. So I'm going to uncomment the flex sensor code and go ahead and do a quick upload. Great. So now if we look at a serial monitor, we are suddenly getting tons of values, right? And so that's coming from this little flex sensor sitting right here. At that angle, I've rigged up this nasty hot glue mechanism, and it's working, so we're just going to live with it for now. And it looks like I'm getting 88 consistently. And here's how it works. Check it out. So I press down on it, and I get different values. So let's go ahead and watch it. Right now it's pretty much going for from 88 to 87 sometimes. See if I just tick a little, it gives me 87. And if I really press, there we go. Now I have 79 for a moment. Great. Perfect. So I can get, looks like the minimum I can get is 78 if I really push, but really gets down to 80. So what I'm going to use it for is I'm going to determine how much it's being pressed. Now, like, see if I press it just a little, I get something like 86 or 85. I want to control the velocity of a MIDI note based on how deep that is. So maybe full velocity 127 would be if it's all the way down at like 80 or 79, right? So that's going to remain to be seen how exactly I do that, but we'll go ahead and just move on. So one more, we're going to talk about the soft pot. As you can see, I have code for that here. I'm going to go ahead and uncomment this code for you. And when we uncomment the code, I'm going to re-upload. And we can briefly look at what the soft pot does. Now, if you've been reading the lab, what I said before was that I've pretty much gotten rid of every value below 200, just because the soft pot's finicky and it just always spits out certain values. There it is. See, like it just spit out a couple values for me really quick, but now it's not spitting out any. And if I go ahead and just tickle this a little bit, let's say right here, here we are. Suddenly we're getting values. So now I'm going to go up like so. I'm going to go up like that. So if I start here again, notice the values are about 300. We're moving up, 400. As I'm going up, there I am now, 700, 800, 900. And I can go all the way to just about 1,000, a little bit over. Looks like 1023 is my max. I can also go lower, but as I said before, I've killed those values below 200, as you can see in the code, just so I don't get too much unnecessary printing to the serial monitor. And that is pretty much it. Once again, I'll show you the total Busk Hero. Here it is from top to bottom. I expect that it'll be held where you can play the soft pot and kind of mess around with that flex pot, or sorry, that flex sensor trigger while you're doing it. My original idea was to have these buttons, like say this would trigger a MIDI note, and that would be like, say that was A440, right? So that you'd send that MIDI note when that flex pot is being tickled a little bit. And then I can use the soft pot to control like a CC value or something cool like that. And same thing with the joystick. The plus and minus buttons will probably just be like general pitch shifting. So like if this is like, say this is like a C, this would be C sharp, D, D sharp, E. And then if you press the up button, the plus button, then you get E sharp, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, and then so on, and then down as well. So that'll give me a little bit of a range of pitches. The only problem is going to be me learning how to like play this with any sort of speed at all, so stay tuned for that. Yeah, next week we'll really dive into the code. I've got some working code here. I'm going to code everything the normal way we've always been doing it, and then I'm going to do a little bit of a exploration into classes, because I'm sure I'm going to have plenty of time to do that. So stay tuned next week, and see you later.